Welcome. I'm so happy to see you all again. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about resistance. Alan requested this subject, and I was so grateful for his request because I love the subject of resistance. I love to work with resistance, and then at the same time, I faced so much resistance myself to make this video. It was really interesting to observe, and at one point, it was an obstacle, something that held me back, and took longer time. And at the same time, it was an amazing gift because it really gave me the opportunity to dive deep into these feelings and to see the happenings, the energetic happenings inside my own body, inside my own mind. So now I want to share a little bit what I felt and how I think we can work with it. Because I think that is the whole thing about resistance, to stop fighting against it and invite it and to work with the resistance. Because what is resistance? I think the best way to understand the word resistance is to think about a gym. If we go to a gym to train our muscles to become strong bodybuilders, then we have all these bars and there are weights on these bars. And these weights are the resistance. And then I try to pull this bar up and then the weight is pulling it down. So it's like this opposite force, the opposite weight. And because of this opposite weight, my muscle needs more strength and then I will build more muscles. So it's actually in a gym, it's very effective. And resistance, we can have this tangible as a weight in the gym, but we can also have this energetically, what is non-tangible, and in the form of inside ourselves, inside our body. I think we all had those moments in life where we had this strong dedication we said to ourselves, okay, from now on, I'm just going to meditate 15 minutes a day because I know it's good for me. It's not so much work. It's good for my mind. My whole day will feel better if I take 15 minutes to meditate, so I'm gonna do it. And then you do it 1 day, 2 days, maybe 3, and then it drops, and then it just doesn't happen anymore. And then you wonder why? Because it's not a big task, only 15 minutes. I can sit on a very comfortable cushion. I can be actually really relaxed. The more relaxed I am, the more beneficial it is for the meditation. I don't need to sweat. I don't need to push a lot of things. Why is it so hard to put myself on this cushion? And then we notice that there are like two voices, two forces inside of us. One who says, yes, I want to sit there, I want to observe my mind, I want to be quiet. And the other who says, no, we have something else to do, no time, not now, we do it later. So many things that hold us back, these two voices. And when I observed this resistance in myself for this video, then at one point I thought it's almost like the exact same energy, like the opposite coin of addiction. Like when we have addiction, then it's like we know something that is not good for us and I don't want to do it, but I still do it. I can't stop doing it. And then we have an addiction. And resistance is like I know something is good for me and I want to do it, but I don't do it. So it's like the same pattern, the same energetic pattern. And with both of them, addiction and resistance, we see that there is this other voice coming from the subconscious mind and from the ego, which tells us no, and then another voice who's coming from the higher self, from the soul, from our more true self, who says yes. Or with addiction, the complete opposite, of course. So what are these two voices? The ego voice is in many spiritual practices, they say we have to get rid of the ego, or the ego is a bad thing, we have to overcome the ego. In Kundalini, we look at it slightly different. Here we see it as the ego is the glue that sticks the soul and the body together. So it's the glue that holds the soul inside the body. So it's actually very needed, because if the soul goes out of the body, then we're dead. We cannot live in this earthly realm anymore. So it has just a purpose. It's just a very useful, needed thing. So it's not something we have to fight with. It's just something we have to work with, and we have to see what the ego wants and why it's there, and then we also understand why it says things. Because this body, it's dying, it's finite, and it's something that it's very vulnerable. Before we know it, we can damage it, and our life stops. And the ego wants this life to continue, so it will protect us. And change, transformation, they're all new things, changes, they bring in risk, and risk is something what the ego doesn't want, because risk can means that there's a bigger chance on this life to stop. So the ego will always prefer to not change, to stay in the same safe space and to actually hold us back. In a safe space, survival, but not to evolve and to take risk and to change and to grow. So the voice of the ego will also be in that direction. They'll say like, if transformation will come, it will say no. And spiritual practice, meditation, all those things, they will create transformation inside of us, and our mind, our ego knows it. So that's one thing would give weight to this voice of the ego that says no. And at the other hand, it's the subconscious mind, our patterns, our beliefs, our conditionings, all that we've told in the past. The subconscious mind, we can see it as the garbage bin of our mind, where all our old emotions and all the stuff are in. And it can be quite dense and full if we have lived some years on this planet, if we are raised by other humans which are not divine enlightened beings. We have a full subconscious mind. And in this subconscious mind there are stories like, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, I'm not worthy, I'm all this blah blah blah. And this blah 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 will also push against our yes from our higher self, like, yes, I want to evolve, grow, I'm worthy. So also this will give weight to the voice of resistance. So these two voices are inside of us. I think one of the most easy ways to recognize these two voices inside ourselves is in early morning, when we wake up and we are in bed, and the moment we wake up, then one voice says, get up now, get up early, because then my whole day will be more energetically, and I will have time, and I feel good, it will be so healthy to get up. And then there's another voice who says, I'm super comfortable and cozy here in the bed, I want to stay in. And almost all of us in the morning, we wake up with, in smaller or bigger amount, this little battle between those voices. So that's actually how we already start our day often, and then this thing goes on. And then, if is this something that we have to get rid of? Is it something that we have to overcome? Is it something bad? Or is it actually the opposite? And is it something that we can invite and is actually super useful? Because if we are going to the gym to train and we want to become a bodybuilder, we want to have super strong muscles, and we go to the gym and there's no weight to be found, there are no machines, nothing, just an empty space, then maybe I can still train with the weight of my body, but then still I use weight as resistance. And if I even can't use my own body weight as resistance, if I can't have any resistance, then it will be super hard for me to grow strong muscles. I can move a little bit with the air, but I will not get so far. I need the resistance to grow. And the same with the muscle of the soul. We need the resistance to grow. So instead of seeing it as an unwanted thing, we can really invite it and work with it and see it that this is actually the tool what makes us more aware. Kundalini Yoga is the yoga of awareness. And what is awareness? Awareness is this voice behind, above, under, around the voice of the resistance. And to be more aware of what the voice of resistance is telling us, the more we grow our awareness. And the more we grow our awareness, the more freedom of choice we have, the more we can lead our lives in a more conscious way, and the more we can make conscious choices instead of the unconscious choices coming from the subconscious mind and the ego. So to have daily sadhana is super powerful. And it's super powerful because we face this resistance, because we work with this weight, this pull against every day. And the better we are getting at it, the stronger we grow this muscle, and the better we can face challenges. And that's why daily sadhana, which starts with a small amount, is so effective. If I would say to you, okay, we're going to do a daily sadhana and we're going to do it 1 hour, then every day, then maybe the first 1 or 2 days you will be up for it, do it. but then the third day you might drop out already, and probably the fourth day you will never do it again because the resistance is too big. It's when I go to the gym for the first time ever and I put a weight of 50 kg on the bar. I'm just not able to do it. My muscles are not strong enough. I have to start with 2, maybe 3 kg, start slowly and then build. And over time, I will maybe reach 10k or whatever, I will grow. Same with the muscle of the soul. If we start small with a small amount, like 10 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then we can work with the resistance and it's doable. And then we can expand. And then we see that the strength of our soul gets, the muscle of our soul gets stronger and stronger. And then we'll see that at one point we can do the sadhana and the resistance is not so big anymore. And then we know, okay, I have grown. And then we do another sadhana and then we feel this resistance so clearly and then we see we still step on this mat and then we know, okay, I have grown. And then the best thing comes, the challenges in daily life come, because that's just what life is. Life is actually one wave of resistance after another wave of resistance pulled on our plate. And then with the next wave of resistance, you see yourself acting differently. You see that you make choices out of another space, that you not panic, that you not overreact, that you not act in ways that you used to be out of old habits, old patterns, that suddenly something changed, that there's more space in between the happening and your action, that there's more conscious choice. And then suddenly you start to choose different, you start to make more beneficial choices, and then suddenly your life starts to go a little bit smoother and with more ease. And how amazing is that? And that's the benefit of raising our awareness. And that benefit is not only for ourselves, but also for our environment. Because if we react in a way with a sense of peace and ease and clarity, we will also be, of course, very beneficial for environment who receives our reaction. So resistance, to invite it instead of fighting it. And the next time you step on the mat and you feel this like, oh, I don't want to do it, instead of identifying with it like I am resistance, then try to notice that no, I am not the resistance. The resistance is the resistance. And I am the awareness. And to differentiate between the two and to make the awareness stronger and to just see the resistance just as resistance. And we don't need to do anything with it. We don't need to fight against it. We don't need to change it. We can just let it be. But only our awareness needs to get stronger. And the stronger our awareness becomes, the less influence is had. And it can say all things, it can want all things. It's totally fine. We are here, we are stronger, and we are more connected with our soul, our higher self, or however you want to call it. There are many traditions who say the self with a capital S, or your true self, any of them, to make them stronger, to grow your awareness. So my invitation to you is to invite resistance as a welcoming guest, as a weight in the gym, something that really helps us actually to make us stronger. It's not against us, it's not who we are, it's a tool where we can play with, what we can use. We don't have to fight it, we can invite it, and then we can get really stronger and evolve and grow and get more aware human beings. And I think that's what the world needs right now. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for every day stepping on the mat, overcoming your resisting, doing the work, showing up, and together growing in love, in awareness, and making this world a better place. Good luck.